Welcome back to the Police Recruiting Show. I'm excited to be here. And as usual, we have the CEO of Safeguard Recruiting, Doug Larsen, with us. Doug, how are you doing today?
Doing excellent.
Doug, lots to talk about. We're coming out of one of the biggest police conferences, that law enforcement has. And there was a talk there at the conference, and it was about recruiting. I saw an article about this. We'll show this to you here on the screen. And it was concerning to me. I'm just going to line this out. I want to get your thoughts on it. This agency had done a video with like a Lamborghini or, a fancy video, and the video went viral, and they got an influx of candidates in a couple of weeks. And so this whole talk was about how you can leverage these viral videos to help you. My first problem with this is as we've talked about this time and time again, this is not the solution. It's definitely not the long-term solution. But if we're running around chasing viral stuff, by the way, the definition of viral is short term. That's the definition. It's viral for a very short period of time, gets lots of views, and then it's not there anymore. That is not the solution that you and I always talk about. What type of issues do you have with that if an agency's out there trying to chase a viral video to help them?
Yeah, not always the easiest thing, right? If it was easy to create a viral video and keep cracking those out there all the time, we'd all be doing it. So I applaud the ones that when they do make it happen, that's good. But as your overall long-term plan and strategy to fill in all your seats in your department, I'd probably want to go with more direct route and build some fundamentals into how we're going to not only get people interested in our department, but the whole onboarding process.
I feel like we're trying to take a shortcut here. That's just my personal opinion. Like, there is no shortcut. We've talked about this a lot. There's no shortcut to this. This is not something you just throw money at one time, or you come out with a fancy video one time or a fancy website one time, and these things just solve. As we talked about time and time again, Doug, this is an entire philosophy shift that law enforcement must grab onto if we're going to fix this for the long term. There's a lot of short-term solutions that we've grabbed onto, right? Laterals, bonuses, viral videos. Those are not going to solve it for the long term, because the process that we're talking about, Doug, each and every week is what the private industry's gone to, that law enforcement needs to sort of follow up on. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and even if you do have a viral video that hits out there and gets you a whole lot of candidates in a short period of time, you still need to be able to handle those candidates and have the process to get them through to the hiring process and be successful with it, or your viral video is kind of for nothing. But we like to preach and educate and help departments with the entire process, how to get names, and we can generate a lot of names. So whatever you can handle, that can be generated for you. But it's the whole process of how are we going to get these people turned into actual hires and people out on the road for us. And that's where I think we need to concentrate a lot of our time. It's one thing to generate names, and really video maybe does that, but there's a lot easier ways to do it too, and a lot quicker ways and that you can rely on. And that's what I would go with.
Yeah. And you're right. Generating names isn't a problem. And of course, one of the problems with these short-term solutions like a video is you get lots of names in a short time period. Then the algorithm doesn't keep the video on top of people's feeds. That video sort of goes away. You do videos with Safeguard, Doug. If an agency wants, let's just say they call you today, they go, we want to do this viral video that this national organization is talking about. Tell me what you would tell them.
Yeah, first we talked through the whole video process, right? And even the difficulty in getting one to go viral, but where the video slots in your whole hiring process, that's what I want to really hit on the most. And we keep seeing this come up over and over again, where a lot of departments want to lead with that video and think that's going to get them the most names, the most recognition, and solve the recruiting problem. But and I can show you the statistics off it. The video is usually, it's just not the strength of your campaign. It's not going to generate the kind of interest you think it's going to. There's just better ways.
You've seen the data on that, have you not?
Yes. Yeah. We track it. We run a number of different campaigns. We track everything against the outputs for every means of trying to get people interested in your department. And our goal is to the most efficient and effective way to get people interested and into your hiring process. That's what we're advocating here. Videos have a role, and they have a role in that process. I just caution people on using the video as the lead.
Yeah, I know it's mentioned here a few months ago. We'll just mention it briefly. You had a major client that when you started launching the campaign digitally, they wanted to use their video. They'd spent lots of money on, they were proud of it. And I think you may have soft warned them about it. It's like, hey, we'll use it, but we know what our data says. And that video literally did not much anything, did it for them, while the digital ads rock and rolled.
Yeah, digital ads, they brought in plenty of names, plenty interest in the department, but the video was really not worth the money that was spent pushing it.
Now, did he drop that video from the ad campaign when you showed him the data?
Oh yeah. It was a 1 month hit there. That was it.
Well, so video is important, but it's not the most important. It's on down in the process, on down the line. How about videos for once people apply, like videos of how to get in shape, how to take oral boards, all these sort of how-to videos to help with the process. Do you guys do those as well?
We do those, and I'm a big advocate of those, right? As we talked about before, applying into a law enforcement department, especially if you're not from law enforcement, is a stressful process, and it's a hard one to understand. So the more information and the more videos we can throw out there to help people through the process it makes you more successful. And we can't just assume everybody knows how to work out and prepare for the physical test. We can't just assume they know how to prepare for the oral test and every bit of your process. And these videos can help with that. They can educate people, get them going in the right way, can relieve some stress from the situation so they know what to expect as they're going through it. And it gets them more in line with your department, understanding how your department operates, the culture there, feel more a part of your department, and they're more likely to be successful.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't aware, maybe you're just tuning in, Doug Larsen is retired law enforcement. His whole team is retired law enforcement. They dealt with this issue inside law enforcement, and they are highly successful for law enforcement. We do not have a recruiting crisis, folks. You need to contact Doug Larsen and Safeguard Recruiting. They have countless clients. They're staffing up agencies across the country. You need to at least have a conversation with him. Doug, how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, if you want to go to our website, safeguardrecruiting.com, or you can reach out to me directly, Doug at safeguardrecruiting.com, and we'll get somebody in touch with you, and we'll help you out. We'll answer your questions. We'll get you steered in the right direction.
Awesome stuff. Doug Larsen, Safeguard Recruiting. If you've been watching, you've been listening, thank you for doing that. We'll see you next week.